Hey everyone. I wanted to post a short video talking about how I use Midjourney and how you could use it in your own work. This is just going to be me showing some results, but I want to show how many rejects you go through when you are doing this. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see I've done a couple over the last couple weeks here. The one I just posted this morning, I'm going to talk about these space robots because they came out really amazing. And I've only posted like a handful. I think I did like over 200 of these images, but there was lots of rejects. So I'm just going to show you my my feed in Midjourney and just kind of quickly kind of go over how I got about those images. So I only used two prompts for this one, space and robot. And I picked the first one was this upper left-hand corner of the grid, which I thought was worth iterating on, which gave me this grid. And then from there, I selected some others to further iterate on, and so on and so forth. And then as I'm doing these, it doesn't really show the order, but I will click on a certain amount of these to up-res. I want to maybe see what they look like a little higher resolution, and then I'll make further iterations on those. So there's a lot of potential here. And then other ones I'm like, okay, these are interesting. When you blow them up, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't want to go further down that path, and I'll pick a different range. And then once I was getting to something like this, I was like, okay, I'm starting to see some interesting shapes and colors and color palettes, and I really wanted to kind of go down these iterations. And then you're down the rabbit hole. Then you're like, okay, I'm starting to find things that are resonating with my eye. And again, that's really what it's about. It's like, we're using the AI as a tool. We still have to give it the prompts. We still have to tell it which ones we want to go down the further iteration path with. I mean, that's where our, art directing, discerning eye, subjective qualities come in. So, I'm just not letting it run rampant. I'm saying, this one's kind of interesting, but I kind of want to go down this path and like this path, and get something like that and that especially and that. So I'm actually, trying to steer it and guide it into where I kind of want to see it end up. And sometimes they don't work, and so I won't go further down that path, and other times they will. Sometimes I get these weird results, and let me see how it will look another iteration. If I don't like it, I'll just abandon that particular road of exploration. So, I wouldn't call, any of these like done, because I think if you're going to try to model this, you'd have to like figure out joints and how things are put together. But as like abstract pieces that you could like print out, I think these are amazing. They totally give me color ideas that I probably wouldn't have thought up on my own. Just different, ways of seeing shapes put together, which I love because again, it's just like this. These are mood boards. These are, ideation launch pads. Totally valid for, paint overs, photo bashing. Give me some ideas to riff on. So I'm just trying to use it as a tool. I mean, look at these colors. Look at this. I mean, these are great. I mean, come on. I'm like looking at these going, yeah, I love these. And I would like want to try doing some lighting to match this look. So it's just giving me some really good inspiration to like how I might want to, like I kind of, and also with Midjourney, they tend to do really good with the full frontal, somewhat symmetrical view, which a lot of times when I'm designing my stuff, I'm always thinking about volumetrics and shapes first and how they look and as silhouettes. And I'm like responding greatly to a lot of what I'm seeing here. And like, this is like kind of how I'm already designing work. So I'm just kind of trying to steer it how I want to see some output, and then maybe use this as inspiration. Like, look at these colors, very graphic. I mean, these are beautiful prints in their own right. I mean, these are just amazing. So I just get excited by, this is a tool that, instead of some of these other ones where it feels like it's just putting a filter on it, this is actually going through and just trying all these different crazy results that, give me ideas for other ways of how I want to move forward with creating my own work. I just think it's a great tool. I think it's not going to replace us. I shudder at the day some, quote unquote, agency creative looks at this and goes, I want that. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm using this as an aid to maybe get quicker ideas, and then, I can riff on these. But, it's not going to replace me unless I decide to let it replace me. It's never going to replace me. I'm still going to be doing artwork. But just this gives me some great ideas to like move forward with. Like, what? I should try this. I should try that. I'm just looking at it as another tool, and I think it's great. I mean, look at all these variations. there's lots of things that don't work on some of these and some that do work. I think your discerning eye is what is going to help steer it in the direction that you want to maybe use it for. Like, I'm looking at something like this, and like, yeah, I can see there's a backpack and there's like this joint, like, but what's really going on there? There's a lot of work that needs to be done to make that something I can maybe use. But they're all like just idea seeds. Again, like, that's a cool texture. Maybe like would I create elements in the texture map to kind of create this kind of look combined with lighting. Just some really great things about it, stuff that I would love to start seeing more in my own work, like just more exploration with color. And again, like this right here, this detail, this could be like texture map stuff, but like, what is it? It's really nothing right now. So just an idea of something that you can maybe populate your own textures with. But come on, man, these are, you can't deny that this is like not a really great aid to further your own work. Like, I'm never going to post these and say I made these. And I think people who do that that's not valid. I mean, you use an assistive tool to create these, but I'm not calling these my own original ideas. These are just, a collaboration with the AI. Anyhow, that's just some of my stream of thought. That was the body of work this morning that I just ran through probably in about like an hour and a half. I just went down the rabbit hole, but it's just an exciting time to kind of like use this tool, because come on, look at all these variations you're getting. It's just an amazing aid, and they're really cool to look at. I'll do another one of these videos with the Muppet one I did before, because that one went down a whole other range of iterations. But yeah, I mean, just look at all the different rejects I didn't even decide to go down. Some people might find them worthy. I personally didn't. I wanted to go down a different road. So again, they're all random. It's kind of how you help steer the AI. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so anyhow, just try not to be limited and try not to think about it as, taking over, your role. It's not. It's just another tool. Use it. All right. Later.